Hi, and welcome back to In My Hometown with Jamie Stein, where we get into the business of our neighbors.
Hi, guys. We are back with another special edition of In My Hometown, where we are recapping the Golden Bachelor. What else are we doing? And I'm Jamie Stein, and I've got back my co-host, my partner in crime, Pascal Abgui, and he and I have been having so much fun with this. We have for us today some really special and exciting guests that we brought in. We have Julie Novack, who is a Chicago hometown a super fan of The Bachelor. She also is the founder and CEO of PartySlate, and she happens to be one of my closest friends, so I'm thrilled to have her. And we've also got Jonathan Rone. Okay, yeah. Jonathan Rone is here. He is from the season 1 of the Golden Bachelorette. He is Pascal's buddy, and he was a fan favorite. And I mentioned to you a couple different people, and people were just jumping out of their bodies.
You were great.
They were so excited.
Well, thanks. I appreciate that.
I'm so happy that you guys are here. We're going to have a really fun conversation today. And there's a lot to unpack from this episode, this recent episode. We had the group date that was a comic roast. We had the Nicole one-on-one. We had the Debbie's one-on-one cooking date. We had the surprise slumber party with
how fun did that look?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Made me think that I want to do a slumber party.
Right. And then we also had the rose ceremony. So we've got a lot to talk about. So should we start with the group date?
Yes, I think we should start with the group date. I personally think that when I watched the show, all of them done a great job. Mm-hmm. Mel was a good sport. He took it. He owns it. I think, the age discrepancy was mentioned a couple of times. I think it's time now to get rid of it. Mm-hmm. Okay, I think all the girls was absolutely wonderful. It's very hard to be in front of a microphone, in front of an audience, and act. Okay, we are not actors, as we know. Jonathan and I have been in the Golden Bachelorette, and we had the chance to be in front of a microphone. It's not that easy, so I give them a lot of credit. Mel did a good job taking it. But thank God for the co-host, the comedian, who took it a little bit over and make it fun.
So the comedian was Jared Freid, who I happen to follow. I don't know if anyone else follows him. Okay, he's so funny.
He's funny.
And he does these, I only watch his TikToks, but he does these TikToks where he watches the show and then he just makes comments. It's sort of like a running commentary. And if you haven't watched it, it's hilarious. But so he was there, as Pascal is saying, and I think really sort of floating around and helping people. But my question really is, and maybe Jonathan, this is to you and to Pascal, would you have wanted that? How comfortable would you have felt if you were Mel and having these beautiful gals you're dating, roast you?
I think personally, I thought that was kind of a brilliant idea to kind of address that elephant in the room, so to speak. I mean, he addressed it like, in the first night, but this was a way that, I think it was a great way for him to have a little piece of humble pie, so to speak, and let the reality set in. And I think the women did a great job with their routines. I think the first girl, I believe it was Monica P. I believe the airline stewardess.
Yes. Yeah,
I thought she was great.
I mean,
the metaphor of the car, the classic car being strong and not going over 60, I thought was great. So I thought it was a great segue to kind of take care of that issue.
Yeah.
And who's the light blonde woman that came on really
the one that
strong?
Didn't have her. Oh, Amy.
Yeah.
The firefighter.
Well,
she was
I
Long
think
Island.
You mean the one that was cooking for everyone.
Yes.
And sort of. And
yes.
Yeah, has two twin daughters.
Jared,
So she didn't really follow the roasting kind of instructions.
She roasted herself.
She kind of came with a stand-up, and she was almost making fun of herself. Yes. And I thought that was kind of funny.
Until Jared called her the mom and said not to marry her.
Yes. Well, I didn't like that. But I thought that she was like, you know what? I don't feel comfortable doing this. I'm going to put it back on myself. And I thought that was kind of brave of her.
I thought so too.
Yes.
I thought so too. It's too bad that it's sort of
I just
potentially
would
backfired
hate
for
if
her.
I was on that show to do, like Pascal was saying, to have to stand up there in front of a microphone and be in front of everyone. That's hard. And I thought they all stepped up to the task in a big way. That is a very high pressure situation.
Yeah.
There was another moment that I felt that there was like a silence in the room when Nicole got up.
Yeah.
Because of the incidents with the pool
Yes.
and everything. And so when she got up to do her routine, I mean, she said her stick, but then I felt a momentary beat of silence there. So I'm not sure that her comedy went over very well with the other women.
Yeah.
So
I will agree with you. I think it was kind of the comedy act was a little bit out of line with down the throat, and I just didn't like what she said.
Yeah, I did look too that it was edited, so it's fair. I mean, of course it's edited, but it was hard to sort of see. There was some ladies we didn't see their act at all. I feel like
they have a certain slice time, and they try to pick up the best of the group date. And I mean, if they had to go to everyone, the show will last 3 hours.
Yes,
so I would have been in for that.
I think the show could be longer. I would watch it.
It could be. So I also thought that I think it was Terri with the puppet. Mm-hmm. She did a nice job.
Oh, I love her. I think personally, that's my favorite of all the bench. That's the one I would have like to get to know. I just think I like her personality, I like her look, I like her energy. She's got good vibe, Latino, kind of fasty. I think that would be my first pick. But it's not me.
I know. Well, she's off the show now,
she's
so
off the
you
show. Maybe we should connect.
Her.
Yeah.
I think she was great too, and I loved that she brought the puppet in. It was something that's part of her, and so she brought it in. Carol was the one. That with the long hair, and she didn't have her glasses.
I felt
and
bad
I kept thinking,
for her.
why can't they go to CVS and get her some readers?
Mm-hmm.
No
I feel
one
like
could
they
run out.
I feel like they thought that was a good little storyline that they
good storyline.
So
It's a good storyline,
maybe okay.
The
too practical.
I think the producers like to find stories,
right?
And that was part of that storyline,
right?
Because there's no way with that group of women that someone did not have readers,
particularly at that age.
Yeah, true,
right,
true.
So did we think that Nicole was the winner? Now, certainly, I know that Mel wanted to take her on her one-on-one, but was she the winner of? It was hard to tell, but was she the winner of the comedy challenge?
For me, like I said, the Monica P, the first one that led off, I thought she nailed it out the park. So
I really
thought
liked
she was
her.
the best.
Yeah.
I agree. I just think he wanted to explore more Nicole, I think, and that's why he took her on a one-on-one date. Yeah.
In the past episodes or the past seasons, I've seen that when they sometimes have the guest on, that guest judges or helps judge. Mm-hmm. But this time, Jared did not judge the comedy.
I don't know why.
They left it to Mel.
They did.
And Mel chose Nicole.
I have a question for you guys.
Yes.
Do you find it a little awkward when they're reading the group date, like the names, and everyone has to give like a little reaction, like, "Oh, yay, I'm on a group date," when really you want a one-on-one date? Do you know what I'm saying? Like they're like,
quite honest
"Yay!"
with you, I think the group date are a lot of fun because you are with your buddies, you joking,
right.
True.
it's fun. The one-on-one date, as Jonathan and I have been on the one-on-one date, it's a little bit more pressure.
Yes.
Because it's about you now. It's like you got to make sure that you are in for that and get to know the person. So
yeah, that was like my issue when I got the one-on-one when we were sitting around on the couch. It was like I was afraid I didn't want the one-on-one because I was thinking that she wasn't going to see enough in me, and then that would be it for the season for me. So I didn't want to. I didn't want the one-on-one.
Yeah,
right.
Actually cry.
Yeah.
I remember that. You cried.
Well,
but
I'll tell you someone who wanted the one-on-one was Nicole, and she got it.
Yeah.
So she had this cute little outfit on, this short skirt, and she looked great. And so they go off and they had this one-on-one. I'm curious, were you surprised that she seemed to really go into wanting to know about the acts?
Let me tell you one thing. Nicole didn't shut the F up, okay? Period. You know,
she
didn't let him even answer the question she was asking.
Yeah.
Jonathan and I had a chance to watch the show last night because we were busy during the holidays. But we watched the show and we were talking. She didn't let him put a word. And I didn't feel like there was the energy there.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like he wasn't sincere. And I will tell you later on my opinion as we go farther into the episode. But I just think that Mel never had a chance. He was very uncomfortable. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so too. I think what I'm picking up from Mel is like, he takes a little time to process what he's going to say. And I'm not sure if he's uncomfortable in the situation. So I thought he didn't have time to process to answer the questions because she was firing him. I mean, why did you get divorced? What happened to this? And blah, 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 this. And every time he would try to say something, she would ask more questions. Yeah. And so I didn't feel the connection or chemistry there between them.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I have to say I was a little bit distracted by the glitter on her eyes. She had glitter all around, so I kept getting distracted. She's super pretty. But I hear you. I felt that as well, that it seemed that she was just going in and it didn't feel like it was more of a conversation. Yeah.
It's almost like, did she really want to know?
Right.
Yeah.
Or was she going in for
But she also might have been a little nervous.
Could be.
You know.
She doesn't seem like she's the kind of nervous guy. I'm sorry.
I'm just trying to be nice. Like the other pressure's on, the cameras.
Over, she wanted to be in front of the camera. I personally think she's looking for a little fame in here.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. I mean, again, Mel didn't have the chance to respond to a question, period.
Yeah. They're certainly setting her up as the villain with this preview of next week where they show that they're around a kitchen table and she wants to be an influencer and all of that. So I think there's certainly that. I think it was interesting, though, that last week, so the week before, the premiere, that everyone was upset that she was kissing Mel in the pool. But then at the start of this episode, there was a line of ladies to kiss him.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's an editing type of system where they want to make sure that everybody...
That you have a connection.
Exactly, you have a connection.
Yeah.
I just don't think...
Yeah, and I think there's a difference in the kiss, too, because the kiss in the pool was a makeout kiss.
Okay,
that was
Jonathan.
intense.
Okay,
that was a makeout
The other
kiss.
one was a peck.
In the pool was a very intense kissing.
Yeah.
That was like we call a French kiss. Okay? Do you agree?
And you know all about it.
I know about it, okay?
Yeah.
In the restaurant with Nicole, I think there was a pet on the lips. It wasn't, I could feel that Mel felt.
I didn't feel the chemistry.
Exactly.
And I was feeling bad for her. Is that bad to say?
Why are you feeling bad for her?
I don't know.
She must be an empath. Are you like
yes.
Are you?
She's so nice and I
But
think she wants it so much. They're all nice.
They're all nice.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like, I feel like she feels it more than he does.
Nicole?
Nicole?
Yeah.
Nicole
so?
is... And
I don't know.
Am I off?
That's a hot take.
Okay, I don't know.
I'm not sure we agree with that.
Maybe I just am looking into it too much.
Yeah.
I feel like Debbie, which we're going to get to, I think definitely wants it a little bit more. But Nicole, I mean, you could be right. I mean, that's your take on it, and your sixth sense. I do think that we didn't see a ton of the date. I feel like it was a short, but I think there's a connection there. I think it's more of a, in my opinion, a physical connection that's happening right now with them. But so she got the date and they had that moment. So then let's move now over to, so what was next was back at the mansion.
Back at the mansion.
And then we moved into, I guess, Debbie's getting ready for her date.
Yes.
And I loved, again, the whole idea where the women are helping her get ready. So there's Cheryl. I think Cheryl was curling her hair. And someone else was putting on her eyelashes.
When I saw those eyelashes,
you guys didn't do that, did you?
No.
You didn't help each other. You were working out and doing other things. Or someone was doing your laundry, though.
That was so funny. So I love that scene.
Right. So, but everyone was helping her, and she seemed. What did you guys feel about her? She's never been married, and we saw in her little confessionals that she's really wanted this so badly. I mean, very.
Pascal?
Okay, my feeling, I mean, she's a very attractive looking woman, okay? She's I believe, a personal trainer, okay? Yep. So she's among a lot of people all the time, because when you go to the gym, there is people around it. She's 65 years old. She's never been married. Yeah. For me, there is a flag right there. There is issue I would love to explore. As we go more into her date, I will tell you what my thought about.
You could tell us now.
I mean, I just think then, if I was Mel during our dinner date, I would have asked her a question. Have you ever been involved in a long-term relationship? Have you ever lived with anyone? I want to know. I want to know if she's capable to be into a relationship. There was no question asked, okay? Very superficial, okay? She's very kind. You could see from her eyes and her body language that she's a very kind woman, okay? But if she's 65 years old in the industry that she is, and she has never been into a relationship or a marriage or living with someone, to me there is a red flag. There is something where I would have loved to explore with her during that date before I give her the rose. Yeah. Because she may be not capable to handle a relationship. I've been with some women who don't want to be in a relationship, who are not interested, who like to just be independent. And that's maybe, but for her to come up into the show and looking for love with one man, I think I have a good therapist for her.
I do recall, do you guys remember this, that I think she said, either it was last week or something that I've read, that she had had a serious relationship when she was 45. And I think it was going somewhere and then it didn't. And then she hasn't sort of had something. And now she is, how old is she?
65.
Yes.
64, 65.
65.
But at the same time, I feel like it might be a little unfair from a woman's perspective to hold it against her, because if a man's never been married before, I feel like there's not that, oh, that's crazy.
He's got the same issue. If a man's never been married
but I
at
think
65,
in general, the woman who I got married in my 30s, and some people it takes longer to find someone. And I felt like even when I turned 30, 31, like, oh, you're not married yet? This. And I happened to find my connection when I was 31, 32. So it was a little older in a sense. Yeah. And I feel like for her, maybe she just had relationships we don't know and just didn't find that perfect person. So I don't want to label her as a spinster, as a person that, okay, she's never been married, so maybe she's never going to have that.
Right.
I hate to stereotype. I agree. I would have wanted more questions about it, but I would hate to just brand her as, okay, it's a problem.
Yeah,
that's from a woman's perspective.
I'm gonna side on the side of the whole premise of the show. Coming on the show is that there's so many people that they look at the show as like, you know what, if they have a genuine feeling or hopefulness to find love. Yeah. We don't know what kind of paths or journeys we've been on in our lives. And 65 years old, we never know. Yeah. But Debbie found the courage to apply to be on the show because maybe she had that glimmer of hope to find love. Mm-hmm. And it is what it is. And so she's there. Yeah. And so, like you said, there is some exploring to find out some of those issues. And hopefully those things can be discovered, because if it is a connection that is meant to be the right fit for Mel, I'd hate for it to not be missed because, like you said, branded.
I personally think then, I hear you. I hear what you said. I think 65 years old is the golden years, okay? I mean, those years are very tough to find a relationship. Mm-hmm. I am in that field, okay? So I just think that I would have loved Mel to explore more about her, find out who she is as a person. I felt like the conversation was very superficial. There was nothing into it. I didn't get to know her. I wanted to know more about her, like Nicole was asking Mel question after question after question. Mel couldn't even respond. I would have loved Mel to do the same thing with Debbie, am I right? And ask her question to find out who she is. We don't know who she is. We don't know what her past is. And that's my concern.
But being part of the show, there may have been those conversations, but they haven't been shown.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a very important part of it. I mean, you tell me, Jamie. I think it's a very important part of it to know who she is.
It is, but I was going to say the same thing that Jonathan said, which is my assumption is that we are seeing a bit of what was there. But again, you guys would know best. What maybe that was the whole date that it went that way. My take also is that she is a bit more she's a bit more just happy to be there versus Nicole, who seems like she's in these situations maybe more than others. And situations being, I'm just, this is again my take, but that she dates a bit more, and she just felt more comfortable because she was going at him and she just was confident. Debbie gave me a sense that she wasn't as confident and that she was just so excited about it. And so maybe she wasn't asking a ton of questions. I didn't see
She wasn't asked a ton of questions.
Both. I feel like there wasn't a lot allowed, but I don't know if that was
I think the producers, they look for different typecast people, and her story is 65, never been married.
Yeah, of course.
That's her story.
Yeah.
And I am surprised that they didn't lean into that more. That's why they cast her, because they want all different types of people, and they're clearly telling that backstory that she's never been married. I also was disappointed that they didn't share a little bit more about why she's never been married and just better understand her background.
Yeah. Am I the only one that saw that part, that she had someone significant at 45?
I haven't heard
maybe someone who's listening or watching will come up with that. But for some reason, I had that in my head. And again, if she's 65, that was 25 years ago. But, sometimes it takes a long time for that to come around. So we'll look forward to hearing more of her
from what I see, she's an attractive looking woman. She's very kind. And I'm surprised that she's not in a relationship. And, as we get older, it's getting harder and harder. Our pool gets smaller and smaller. At 65 years old, our pool gets tighter. But to go back to the date, okay, I think something interesting. They went to a 5-star Michelin restaurant. with one of the well-known chefs, and they're making an omelette.
Right.
Yeah.
A
And
French
they're making
omelette.
an omelette? Huh?
A French omelet.
A French omelette? And
Aren't those harder
why
to
did they
make?
choose
Are
that?
those harder to make than regular ones?
I mean, I don't know. But
Yeah,
then
Pascal doesn't know that. He doesn't
Right,
know that.
we know that.
okay, but the Debbie's putting
Yeah,
some
why would
black
they choose
pepper
that?
and some white pepper, and she said, "What is the difference between the
I
white and
heard
the
that.
black?" And I said, "Oh my God!" He said, "The color." I mean, Mel, get you together.
Well, he's
The
not in the
color-
kitchen a lot either, I guess.
But no, he said he was a chef. He said he was a cook. He loves to cook. I mean, if he doesn't know the difference between a black pepper and a white pepper,
Okay, Pascal,
yeah.
for the sake of everything, what is the difference between
The
black
difference
and
of the
white
black
pepper?
I
pepper
don't
is
know.
come from the berry tree and it's dry directly, so that's what you get, that dark color. It's got a stronger taste to it. It's the most common use as a pepper worldwide. The white pepper is come from the same berry tree, but is soaked into water for a period of time, where the two layers, like an onion, you peel it up and you get a white
I had no idea.
pepper. You crunch it.
I love this.
This is so interesting.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm a foodie. Okay, I don't cook, but I'm a foodie.
Yeah.
And so that white pepper, after they peel like an onion, there is the white seed. They crunch the white seed. The white pepper most likely are used in mashed potatoes, in fish dishes. Okay, but there is a big difference in taste between the white.
Mel clearly did not know that.
Mel doesn't know that. No.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I think we have it. It's a cooking show with
I
you.
think, yeah.
That's what you need.
I'm not a
I had
cook.
no idea you're
I'm
going to
not
go
a
into
cook.
that much detail
You
about
have an
what.
I'm
understanding
not
because
a
you're a
cook, but I have a
foodie.
very fine palate. I
Okay.
eat
Yeah.
basically out every night in all the high-end restaurants, and every time I find something with got a little taste, I ask could you send me the chef? I want it. What did he do?
You wanna
here?
learn.
I'm very knowledgeable about food. So when he come up and he said, it's the color. I said, oh my God, Mel.
I love it. Okay. I mean, I did not know before the show that there
I
were
didn't know
different
either.
types.
There we go.
Okay,
There we
so
go.
now you know there is two different kind of.
I'm embarrassed I didn't know.
It's like taking a Merlot and a Chardonnay. What is the difference? Mel will say, is the color.
Yeah.
You know, no, there is a definite.
It fell
You
flat.
schooled him.
It fell flat when he answered that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And,
Okay,
and
all
then
right.
going into a fancy restaurant and making an omelette, come on,
Yeah.
with a chef, a Michelin star. I mean, I would have made him some tourneau filet mignon with the béarnaise sauce, some funky, manchy food.
Okay. Well, they didn't eat the omelet. They ate something else.
Didn't they do it? Wait,
or they
am I
didn't really-
crazy? Didn't they do the French onion soup too?
No.
Okay.
No.
That was another show
That was
you were
another
watching
show.
late
Oh, you know
last
what I was
night.
watching? A completely
Not that
different
show.
show.
Okay. We don't
I
want to
was
know
sure
what
we,
that
I
show
was
was.
sure we are in the
French
Golden
onion
Bachelor
soup.
show
I know.
right now. Okay?
Julian, check yourself.
Oh my
Check yourself.
God.
Okay. What about she did do? Debbie gave him a little nice little slap on his tush.
Yes.
Did anyone catch that?
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
Saw
they
that.
showed
Okay.
that. Then he touched his
yeah,
hand a
and so
bit
they
to
had a
feel
little
it.
bit of a connection. I liked that she was going in that direction to sort of do that. I think if you don't early on, you become sort of friend zone.
Yeah.
And you need to sort of push that. So I was glad she did that.
I feel like they set this date up where she cried when she got selected.
Yes.
That you felt like your heart kind of hurt for her. Like she was going in as this never had found love and kind of I don't know, I felt like she went into it from not a position of strength. And maybe that's the story the producers want to tell. But my heart hurt for her, but she's so beautiful and she's well-spoken. But I felt like she went in
I'm with you on that.
weak
Yeah.
versus a little attitude.
I'm with you.
But
and
that's the story I guess they want.
But that's why I also love that she had the encouragement of the ladies and helping her. So then while this is going on, we are seeing the other section. We're seeing the ladies at the mansion, which we
was so
again, we
fun.
talked last week about how much fun it was to watch you guys, the hashtag Mansion Men, from the first season of the Golden Bachelorette. And so this time someone was saying, Cindy was saying, I'm going to go to bed if this is all that we're going to be doing. And then all of a sudden the doorbell rings. And who comes in?
You know it's going to be good when the
It
doorbell
is
You think it's going to be
Right.
good.
You think it's going to be
You
right.
think it's going to be good.
So well, it's
And then there
So it'd be
is-
kind of fun if you guys came back.
I know that would
Exactly. That's
would
what
have
Pascal-
been.
Yeah, we'll
If
get to
that
that. Yeah,
happened,
yeah.
oh, that'd be
That would
so
have actually
fun.
been better. Nothing against. It was Nicole and Susan Knowles and Kathy Swartz.
Yeah.
And nothing against them, but I do think your idea that it would have been more fun to have
I would
you
think
guys
they have
come
like
in
low
for that.
lights and
Right.
like some wine and
they
like some of the guys.
So
come
they
back.
come in just guns blazing, and they have the slumber party attire, and the ladies go up and change, and they're playing a game of would you wait? Never have I ever. And then they bring out a vibrator. I don't know why I just did that. They bring out a vibrator. It was sort of what did you guys think of that?
I thought it was really, it was like a very fine line, and I'm surprised that they went all out with that.
Yeah.
Even though there was supposed to be like a neck massager.
Okay, was it supposed to be?
I think that's what
Okay.
it was supposed to be, but
Okay.
it came off like.
Oh, if it was, then maybe I am off.
I saw it as a neck massage.
You
Yeah.
did?
Yes.
Yeah.
I did.
Oh my gosh, where am I?
But
then?
I think the way that they played
But
it
they
off.
played it off like
as a-
sexual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I just think with
What did you
this-
think?
I personally think then when the doorbell ring, I said, oh, that's going to be interesting. And when I saw Kathy and Susan, I said, no way, them again.
Yeah.
Yes, they are on a lot.
I love them. I've been in
I
their
do too.
podcast. They're wonderful people, but enough is enough of them. I think it would have been better to bring some of the Golden Bachelor, like Jonathan, like Gary, like Keith, anybody from the Bachelor, and give advice to the women how to deal with a man, okay?
Right.
Because you have two women who's single, okay, who's coming up and giving advice.
Right.
You know, as a woman point of view, I would have preferred having Jonathan or Jordan or Gilt or any of them to come up. I think it would have been a little bit more impressive and have them ask him question, how do I conquer Mel's heart? How do I deal with that situation? Versus those two, you know, coming up with their vibrators. And I find them, honestly, I find them obnoxious. I mean,
Yeah, I do have to just say this for myself. Jared Freid even said it was a vibrator, so I do think it was actually.
It was a vibrator.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
It was a
Okay,
vibrator.
so I wasn't
Let's get the
only-
fact
okay.
checker.
So I hear you, and the ladies gave the advice they were giving to every one of the ladies was to go kiss him. That was what they were suggesting.
That's not really.
So
Yeah, I just disagree with her advice, their advice, and I just think that they didn't add the value. Again, there is a little excitement of who is there, what surprise is going to come, and I thought it fell flat.
Yeah.
I will say the overall slumber party
Yeah.
theme with the headbands, and I thought that was really cute and fun.
yeah, and they could have done it.
They could have done more.
in a different way. I got the feeling that there was a lot on the cutting room floor. The whole game of the Never Have I Ever felt very stilted and short. It was like two questions. And those questions didn't really take us anywhere.
Yeah.
They were sort of weird. And then I also think the vibrator / neck massager
I'm going to go have to back and watch the tape.
was also fell flat. And so I didn't think it went anywhere. And I think
I mean, I think, you know, when the Grant season, with when Grant did his season, they brought Golden Bachelor. I think Jonathan was one of them, with Jack, with a couple of guys, and they were able to give advice to the young generation. I would have preferred see even the Golden Bachelor coming up into the mansion, sit down with them and have a conversation about, you know, what is your concern? What do you like about Mel?
Yeah.
What is your red flag? What is, who are you? Why do you want it so bad? You know, I mean, more questions like that would have been more interesting than having Kathy and Susan. And I don't know. I just
So I was there for Grant season. As one of the four guys. There was myself, Keith, Gary, and Jack, and I really felt the genuine from the girls. Give me some advice.
Yeah, they appreciate it.
From a guy's point of view. And so I think, like what you were saying and what you're leading up to, that I think it probably would have been better if we would have had a couple of the golden guys
Yes.
step in and give the women some advice. You know.
I think it would have too.
I'm going to write into the producers and suggest the two of you.
You go in and do that. I'm sure I'll listen to you. I some part of me feels that it's something about helping Mel in some way. I think he's great. I think he's a handsome guy. I think from what I've seen, he doesn't seem to have a lot of je ne sais quoi.
he doesn't have any fire up his ass.
Something. Okay.
You know, he's flat. He's a
feels
good-looking man. Okay. From what I hear, he's successful. He's a personal injury lawyer, but he's flat. He doesn't have this show is about fun. It's about having a great time, laughing, joking, making joke, having a great time. I feel like his conversation on one-on-one are very basic, generic. There is no fire into his body expression, his face expression. I just think then, he needs to have, he needs to get with the program a little bit.
I think it's the executive's show's decision to cast him, because everyone, I think that everyone has a certain sense of charisma about them. Yes. So they obviously saw a certain sense of charisma in Mel to cast him, and but I was thinking about charisma, and I was thinking that everybody, different personality-wise, has a different dynamic of charisma. And so, whether it would have been Pascal or myself or some other guy, there would have been a different dynamic of a charisma that maybe would have been different than what Mel is with his charisma. So I'm not exactly sure where I'm going with that.
Generous. But, it's very generous of you, Jonathan. And I think the young people call it Riz right now.
Charisma.
Right,
Riz.
Yeah. But I'm just joking, right? But I think you're generous, and I think you're correct. I think they must have seen something, and I think he's on paper seems amazing. And I do think, again, there's a lot that's there. My take, though, is that he's not adding a lot to the scene. He's not showing up any scenery. He's not adding a lot. Like we saw last week when he was jumping in the water, it felt forced when he was jumping in the pool.
That felt staged,
right?
He had his shoes on still.
So we were talking about last week, and so I feel that's continuing, and that maybe they brought in these ladies to help to sort of stir the pot and drive it a little. Go kiss him. Everyone go kiss him and do this to sort of make that happen. So I guess we'll see.
I mean, I would have given different advice than just go kiss them.
Right.
I will.
What advice would you give?
I think get to know him. Get to know what he's looking for, who he is exactly, what, how does he feel about family? How does he feel about marriage? How does he feel about, his divorce? I mean, Nicole was asking a good question,
yes,
but
she was.
unfortunately, she didn't give him the chance to answer those questions. I think she was right on spot asking him questions.
Yes.
But slow down, Nicole. Let him answer, then ask a question again. I think, to me, the advice I would have given to those girls, I said, look, if he's the guy you're looking for, find out who he is. Find out if you have the chemistry. As a man, when you have the chemistry or not. You know when there is that electricity, that fire into somebody, okay? That's not that difficult to find out. I just think then I would have given different advice than Kathy and Susan. I think, the same nonsense story with them. So,
Tell us how you really feel.
I'm unfiltered. This is the freedom of speech, First Amendment. Am I right?
You have a right to your opinion.
Exactly.
I too was disappointed with the doorbell ring.
Going back to the Nicole dinner, not too far back, but there was some recent news this week since the first episode aired from his ex-wife she has a lawsuit, or I think not a lawsuit. I think it's part of the divorce settlement, and there's some stuff that's coming up. Do you think that Nicole had heard any of that, was trying to get some of that information, or no?
I don't know. There is a lot of rumor going on about a lot of things. You can't take anything for granted these days. They said that Mel was making $1,000 a month, then he owed $1 million to his ex-wife, and you take that and you read through it, you glance through it. The best way to find out is to talk to him, to ask him, but let him answer the question.
Yes.
Okay. I just think then that's what the advice I would have given. Ask him question, let him answer, find out who he is.
Hopefully we'll see more conversation and we'll see more of that going on. So let's move on to the rose ceremony. This is the last, big chunk of the show, and I love everyone's impressions of that, that whole portion. I think that what struck me first and foremost is how quickly we moved down. We eliminated 4 women.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're just in this is the second episode.
And I thought it was so awkward when they all attack him when he walks in the door.
Yes.
Like, I know people want to get their time. I just don't think that's I don't know if how you guys felt, but people
when I was with John and we used to go into a group date, and those guys are much bigger than I am. I'm tall, but I'm not as tall as them, and they were all in front of her, and I was in the back. And she asked me a question. She said, "Do you want to be here?" I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "You're always in the back."
Yeah.
And I said, I'm not the kind of guy who's going to shovel myself in front. I said, I know that I'm going to have my 15 minutes with you, and that's where I'm going to shine.
Yeah.
I said, I don't need to fight. He said, okay, now I understand what you're. So I think going and kissing him and
just felt like they were
I will, if I go into a room and I see 25 women, I know which one. We all have a look, okay?
Yeah.
We all superficial in a way. We have a certain image we like, and you know which one you like, and then you go and focus on that person, okay? But for them to jump on him, I don't know. I mean, it showed me a little bit desperation.
It looked like desperation.
They're in love already. They're in love already.
Yeah,
How
a lot
could
of
you be
crying
in
in the
love
second
with those
episode.
guys? This guy, when you haven't even met him yet. You haven't really had that deep conversation. So, I think it looks to me they are a little bit desperate. Okay,
that's how I felt, and I also felt like maybe they're not getting the time they want. So, right before the rose ceremony.
But as far as desperation, what I honestly feel for women that are like 60, 65 or above, even though you're desperate, I don't think that they're going to come running towards a guy like that.
Yeah.
I think that they've experienced enough in their life that, you know what, if this guy is interested in me, he's going to come to me.
Exactly.
Instead of them.
I just think confidence is important. I think men and women like confidence. And I felt like the women that were just attacking were, I don't know, maybe the producers tell them to go run. I don't know. I don't know.
To me, it's a mix though, because, and it's sort of this balance, because as Jonathan and Pascal have both said before, you're really trying to get your time.
Yeah.
And you only have a finite amount of time to make that impression.
But aren't these
Some of
rose
these women
ceremonies,
came out,
aren't they
I'd never
like
seen
4
them
hours,
before.
these rose ceremonies? Like, don't they
But
go on?
you still don't have a lot of time.
You let her, or in our season, I let her come to me and try to get to know me.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be, when somebody trying too hard, like Nicole. Nicole's trying too hard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yet she's being
I
picked.
agree.
She's trying too hard. Okay. So to me, that's I don't want to be with somebody like that.
Yeah.
I want somebody who's more subdued. I want to notice that person. I want to know that they're there, and I want to get to know him because they're more intriguing to me.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that goes out the
I agree
window
100%.
sometimes when you're attracted to someone.
I'm sorry?
It goes out the window sometimes when someone's beautiful or someone who you're attracted to.
Yeah, but you know what? It's more than a beauty. The first impression, yes, it is beauty. But after that, you have to have the brand. Beauty and brand works together.
She might
and
have
then
a
you have to
brain.
have the chemistry.
Yeah.
So to me, they're attracted to Mel. He's a good-looking guy, no doubt, okay? But, for them to say, I'm in love. Oh, I found my man. Get it right.
But isn't this The Bachelor? Don't we see that every season on The Bachelor?
But
I feel like we see this every single time.
I feel like the environment is
that much.
with all these, women going after one male. I think everything gets accelerated and they build off each other. And I don't know. There's probably some drinking involved.
There's
too.
no phones.
There's no phones.
So I'm telling you guys. You guys know that.
Yeah, we know. Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you find men on your season that were like falling so fast?
No, I think the men in our season were we were a good group of men, mature.
Yeah.
We knew that if we're lucky, we have a date with her, but we were roasting we were sharing and happy for the person who was going on a date.
Nice.
And then when they were coming up from their date, we were talking all about how was your date, what did you do? We were happy for them. It was absolutely, you tell me if I'm wrong, we had no competition at all. We were happy to be with the guy who was going on a date with John.
I think that's kind of rare.
I think the maturity level of the men in the Golden Bachelorette are much higher than the maturity level of the women who are on The Bachelor. That's my impression.
Wait, repeat that.
The maturity of the men who were in the Golden Bachelorette, the mentioned men were very mature. We were accomplished. We live a full life.
You think more than the women?
Yeah, the women, they more,
I'm going to disagree. I have to tell you, we've got a retired biomedical engineer.
I'm not talking about.
I'm not talking about their.
I'm not talking about their life, their success story.
Okay.
I'm talking about the cattiness of women fighting over a woman, over the guy. You tell me. You saw the show.
Yeah, I think over the years, definitely they show, and maybe it's the story they want to tell, that the women are more fighting in the mansion than the men.
That's what I mean.
Okay,
yeah, more like fighting. I think it's more like the maturity level. You're not saying of the women, just how they interact in the mansion.
Yeah, exactly.
I think a lot of people categorize us guys as having a bromance because we got along so well.
Yes.
And I don't know what you would call that with a group of women, but I don't see that
Lady
same
man?
kind of a thing. What's that?
A lady man?
She made that up. Lady
I'm
man.
making that up.
Yeah.
Hashtag lady man.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't see that same kind of
Yeah.
rapport, I guess.
Yeah, I saw it a little. I've mentioned a couple times the makeup and the hair and sort of the support. I've seen more with the Golden franchise than I have with the base franchise. The women seem more collegial, and they seem more friendly with each other. The younger ones, I think that it's just they're competing with each other in a much stronger way.
Yes,
So
that's what I meant.
Yes.
The women are competing much harder than the men did.
Yes, but I'm not seeing it as much with the Golden Bachelor.
Yeah, little
the
less, but
ladies.
more
Maybe
than
because we're older. Well, not me. I'm not there yet, but I'm heading.
We're
there.
way younger.
We're way right. But it depends. We've had this conversation a couple times. What is golden? I mean, golden
How do they
for the
define
Golden
it?
Bachelor is defined, I believe, as 16 above. You said, or
I mean, I think he's 16 and above.
Right.
You know,
But aren't
I mean,
some of the women in their late 50s? Or
there
no?
was a
there is
58-year-old
one who's 50
Okay.
years old.
who's
yeah.
gone after. Well, I was surprised that she was gone after the first rose ceremony.
She was too young.
She was too young for him, right? But again, to clarify,
show them.
there is nothing wrong with, like you said, being attracted to someone, you know, who you're attracted to. And so if Mel is attracted to women who are between 45 and 60, that's great. But that isn't the concept of the Golden Bachelor show.
Right.
It is about people in their golden years, I thought. So I think that was the big issue, I think.
I mean, Mel's not media trained, and he said something that he probably shouldn't have. But I think they ended up leaning into it to make a PR story.
Yes.
So I think that it did get a lot.
There is no bad publicity.
Yeah,
you know, I
exactly.
think to me, a lot of people will be watching the show because of the controversy Mel created.
'Cause
from
it's
the beginning.
everywhere.
Exactly. Everybody want to see how this guy's going to unfold. We want to see how he's going to do it.
Yeah.
And I think the show did a very good job to apologize, roasting him about his
Yes.
comment and stuff like
I
that.
agree.
So I think the producer did a very good job leading through that, and
I think
hopefully
so,
that's
too.
going
It worked for me.
Yeah, it works.
It
for
got me
too.
hooked.
It
Yeah.
worked for me.
Right.
Yeah.
I think
did.
so. I
I'll
bet
just
you
be
that there are a
honest.
lot more people watching.
And you wanna
because
see what's
they're
gonna
hearing
happen.
what's going on,
Yeah.
of course, and sort of seeing that. What about, so as we go back to the final rose and the ladies, there was some other crying going on. And then we also had Carol, who's the beautiful blonde.
Shy. She's really shy.
Yes, shy. She's the one that had no readers at the comedy show, and she was encouraged by the ladies
Susan
to
and
yes,
Katie, yeah,
thank you,
yeah.
to go and kiss him.
Kiss him,
And so the whole, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but she seemed to be leading with her mouth when she was talking with him, and
Yes.
kept okay. So what was her mouth?
Awkward.
awkward? One word.
Yeah.
Awkward.
Yeah.
Awkward. Yeah.
I mean, anytime someone's like, "Oh, kiss him," go, that's when
I felt for her because I
felt for
liked
too.
her.
I know, but it's just too forced.
Yeah, I kind of felt bad for her because she's shy, and so she was trying to be vulnerable and do that, and so I think Mel kind of had that feeling like, what are you doing? What are you trying to do?
You know, how sometimes they play the music like they kind of oh, it's awkward
Yes.
music. I feel like they set that up to be awkward.
Right. I
felt bad
can't
for
help
her.
but think, this is years ago, you'll remember this, but Saturday Night Live used to do this funny
my
skit
God, I
about The Bachelor, and they used to do this thing where they'd be sitting talking to each other, and then this person would come over and be like, "Can I steal him?" And then they'd have another person, and it would just be constant interrupting. This doesn't feel that way. Why?
not-
Did you
yeah,
ever
yeah.
do that? Interrupt it? Can I steal
No,
her?
I think we all have our time, and then
Yeah.
then we go to the
More
next
civilized.
One. Yeah, more civilized.
This is
yeah.
more civilized.
That Saturday Night Live skit, if you haven't seen it, it's so funny because
it's
then
so
they
funny.
interrupt and then they say nothing.
Right.
And
they all say the same thing.
Same thing, and then someone else comes by.
Yeah,
and
it's funny whoever
and I
hasn't
steal
seen
her.
it. Right. So Carol, it was awkward, but it maybe will endear her to him.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
About that, in that she came off as sort of nervous, and maybe he, will be more thoughtful about her. They did end up kissing.
Yeah.
They did end up kissing. I feel.
I didn't feel the passion.
Okay, but she just kept saying how good looking he is.
Yeah.
Or where
Handsome. She said
Handsome.
handsome like twice.
Okay,
Yeah.
He's like, we got that covered.
Yeah. How about, what do you think? Do you have a tip for her for next time? Don't tell the guy how
I don't
handsome
think
he
there's
is.
any
Tell him
need.
he's not handsome.
Yeah.
I personally be who you are. Don't try too hard.
Right.
Let it happen. If it
Ask
happens, it's
questions.
great.
I like
ask
what you said.
question, Ask question, and find out who he is and what he's looking for. I just think then trying to kiss him and tell him he's handsome. It doesn't go anywhere. I mean, that's so shallow and so superficial. You know, I just.
I mean, I think when you're competing against all these women for one guy, if you think about, I have 25 years of sales experience, and you got to make yourself stand out. The best salespeople ask questions. They ask questions, and then they peel the onion on those questions. They don't just hop from question to question. They're peeling and peeling until they get to an insight or a connection or a nugget or something. And I feel like the women that are doing better on the show, I think, are asking more questions and less, oh, you're so handsome, or da-da-da-da. I think that's not the right strategy. They're not, and I don't mean to say like they're trying to sell them, but you are selling yourself. And I think the best way to sell yourself is to be truly interested in that person.
I agree, 100%.
Questions.
100% with
I mean, even at your salon, when people have 2-3 hours of time, you're getting highlights. Let's say, people are they're asking questions. You know, they're not talking about themselves.
You invest into the person.
Yes.
You want to know who they are.
You
and
do.
as you think, then again, when you went in a date with Debbie, no question was asked. When you went on a date with Nicole didn't stop talking.
Right.
So those 2 dates to me,
they were like the opposite extremes.
One was didn't say anything, the other one didn't find anything. So I don't know. But then we go to the rose ceremony.
Yeah.
And I personally want Jesse's job.
Got it.
Jesse's job. If Jesse retire, I want his job.
I think
ladies,
it would be great. Your accent,
ladies,
so great.
This is the final rose.
Yes.
Okay, good luck. I want that line.
I love it. I love that he comes in the room for it.
You have to have a dramatic pause. Ladies,
Yeah.
I think
This is
people
the final
expect it
rose.
now, and so they're they have to keep doing it because you just wait for that. So 4 ladies were not chosen. So it was Monica P and Monica B. So I think Monica, I don't know if it's Monica P. Monica P is the blonde cosmetic dentist from Alabama. So she was no longer, and she is 60. Well, she's longer. She's just not on the show right now, but she's 60. I thought she was great. She didn't have a lot of airtime, at least I didn't think so. Some of these women pop up and I'm like, where's this person been this whole time? So that was one of them for me, Monica. And then Monica B is from Alabama also, a flight attendant. She was the one that you thought Jonathan did such a great job on the comedy.
That was funny.
And she's so pretty. And they're all beautiful, but we said goodbye to her. And then we said goodbye to Amy, right?
Yep, Amy.
Who's 63. She's from Jersey. And I think, okay, this is my hot take. She should go on the Real Housewives of New Jersey.
Amy is the puppet?
No, Amy's the short blonde.
She's the one that you said that I think that you think that she kind of reminded you of Susan a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I think she
makes
makes
great
good
on the
TV.
Real Housewives
I think
of
she
New
makes
Jersey.
good TV.
And she's from New Jersey.
I think
she's one with the twins.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they do a lot of TikTok videos. And she cooks and cleans. So
I will keep her around because she cook, clean, and do laundry.
Exactly. I
That's
think she adds value, and I think she
was fun.
She was endearing, and I like how she switched things up a little bit.
Yeah.
And I knew she wasn't going to make it very far on the show. There's no way.
Well, you knew as soon as Jared Freid, the comedian, said she's like my mom.
That's
And
she's
then
gone.
it was like the kiss of death. All right, and she went around. And then the fourth was Terri. And Terri was the puppeteer.
Yes.
71 from Texas.
71?
She's also a cosmetic
good.
dentist.
71?
71.
Wow.
I know, really pretty.
Wow, what a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
Honestly. I mean,
Okay.
I think,
She's available.
There's a lot of available
Okay.
ladies for you now.
71 though, Pascal.
Right now, I
She has to
enjoy
move
my
to Chicago.
single life.
Yes.
Okay, and she has to
Okay.
move to Chicago.
Huh?
Really. Doesn't she have to move to Chicago
Of
to be with
course,
you?
I'm not moving anywhere.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So all these people should
They
move
can
to
come
Chicago.
to you.
So anyway, those 4, and I was disappointed that they all left, but it did feel like a big cut. Do
I
you
think there is a
Why are they
Yeah.
making this show go faster?
Nine left, I think. 9,
Yes.
yeah. So, I think, 9. So the next week should be about 3 gone, maybe.
Yeah, it's moving pretty fast.
Yeah, it's moving very
Usually at
fast.
this time, aren't you feeling?
Yes, usually it's like 2 gone.
Okay,
not
so
4.
you know
I feel
that.
I feel like they rush in the show. I feel like you don't have enough time with usually there is 2 group date and 2 single date.
Yeah.
And there was 1 group date and 2 single date.
Right.
And
I
then
was
there was a little
surprised.
time with Kathy and Suzanne who come up.
So,
and
so the question is why, and it goes back to my comment earlier. Is there something with Mel? Is there something that is not happening that they're feeling?
Well, I
like
wonder
the
if
show
they're
doesn't happen?
accelerating it because, they want, the ratings are. I don't know.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Are they feeling like Mel isn't as magnetic and sort of that there isn't a lot there?
Or maybe they're just changing the formula overall.
Remember, they changed the producer. Those are a different group of producers, okay? So I don't know what they have in mind and how they pursue the show, but I personally think that it's going very fast.
Yeah.
I mean, I
feel like we want to get to know the characters a little bit more. I want to be more invested before the final rose.
Right.
I think maybe logistically, when you think about what happened when the podcast was released and what happened with it going viral, that maybe that slowed up production. And so by the time that they got the train back on track, so to speak, they had to speed things up maybe.
Could be it.
That's a possibility.
But I do feel like I have a little bit of like whiplash or just sort of feeling like it was a second episode and I'm not feeling that invested, and then seeing some of the ladies crying, like Cindy, who's one of my front runners, love Cindy.
Cindy is the bomb squad, am I right?
Cindy is
Peg.
From Austin, Texas, and she has that beautiful blue eyes and these
I really
earrings.
like her.
Yeah.
I do too.
Do you know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. And the Bomb Squad one is Peg. She's also stunning.
Peg. I like
she's
Peg. I think
62.
she's got a good personality.
Right.
She's funny. She's friendly.
Vegas.
She's pretty. She's natural. I think she's, I like her.
There are
seemed to hang back a little bit on the
I feel like
comedy.
there's a lot of women that he has connections with. Sometimes you see these shows and you're like, oh, those are top two.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I have that yet.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah.
But
you know all
So
of
who's
these.
everyone Jonathan?
I was going to say, why my conversations with Pascal, one of the observations that I was picking up on is that a lot of the women and even Mel are saying that I'm looking for a connection. I have a connection,
Yeah.
but I'm not really feeling the chemistry.
Yeah.
Oh. Ooh, that's very deep. I love it.
You know,
Yeah. So and sometimes it's over. It's sort
it's
of
almost like
cliche.
if I look at you and I say, you know what, I have a connection with you,
Yeah. And then you have to say it.
but I don't feel anything.
Right.
I'm just saying it just to say it. It's
Yes.
like, that's what I'm kind of
If
picking
there's
up
a
on.
difference between saying it and seeing it on TV.
Yeah, and when
seeing
you
it on
look
the
at
screen. You can
when
see
you
it.
look at the end of the show and they do a little preview of the following week, and Michelle is sitting at the table. Nicole is sitting at the table, and she said, "I want to be an influencer." To me, she's there for the fame. She's
Is she there for the wrong reasons?
She's there for the
I
wrong
wanted to say
reason.
that.
Exactly. She's there for the wrong. I agree with you. Thank you
The
for
wrong reason.
Thank you for correcting my English.
That's my favorite.
Wrong
that's
reason.
Can you say that again?
Favorite part of every
Wrong
episode,
reason,
every
exactly.
season.
There's always someone there.
Somebody
Right.
is there for the wrong reason.
Right.
She's
That
there
guy.
to be an influencer.
Someone wants to be a singer.
Yeah.
Someone wants to be an
Exactly.
influencer.
Yeah,
someone
yeah.
has a girlfriend or boyfriend back home, and they're doing this.
Although I don't know how they keep a straight face when they have the same conversation every season, the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Yes, I hear you. I hear you on it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that maybe she wants to be an influencer, but I
She
still
wants
think
to be. She said that.
I know. I agree, but does that necessarily mean isn't she? What does she do? That woman?
She's a trainer.
Yoga, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of fitness people that want to be influencers. It's another source
Part of her
income.
job.
It's part of people used to go on TV or reality. It's another form. So just because of that, I don't know if they can create a whole storyline around she's here for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, they're doing it.
They are doing it.
Yeah, they're doing it.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good point, and I think a lot of people with their jobs now, that is just part and parcel of that. And so if she's being honest about it, but is that her main reason for doing this? She
I mean, do you have a feeling that she's there for the wrong reasons? I think
I have the feeling she's there for the wrong reason.
You do?
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
you have a good sense.
I get a
these
good
things.
sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm with women for the last 40 years. We see 80,000 women a year.
Yes.
So I'm pretty
You
much...
are an expert.
I could write a book about women.
And there's men that come also. to
Yeah,
your
men.
salon.
Yeah, actually do. But we see a lot of women. So I have a good feeling about women, their sincerity.
Yeah.
I could see when they're talking. And I think...
Do you think she's using this as a stepping stone?
Oh, definitely.
To take her career to the next level, and isn't that interested in Mel?
Definitely.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll see.
I think she wants both.
Yeah.
I think she wants to be an influencer, and I think she's interested in Mel.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, if she is interested in Mel, I would want to see that there's a feeling that she really cares
Yes.
about him.
Yeah.
I think that's missing.
It goes back to asking questions, being interested. And I don't
So
know.
what's everyone's prediction? So
That's a tough
You know
one.
what? To
It's
be
almost
honest
too
with you,
early.
Mel is very hard to read because of his body language and his expression. So I don't know
Because
what
he's
like.
flat.
He's flat. I don't know what to say, to be honest with you. I mean, I would like to see her more unfold. Maybe as the show goes on, he's going to be a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more fun. But right now, he's stiff. He's he doesn't have much to say. His body language.
But who do you think is going to go farther?
I think the bomb squad.
Okay.
Okay. And I got a feeling because when you look at the show, the camera is always on her. Always on her. Always on her. And I pointed that to you
It's like
yesterday.
foreshadowing.
Yeah, exactly. She's always there. I think she's going to go far. I don't think Nicole's going to go that far. I think, from the last conversation, there was no chemistry. He didn't kiss her like he did kiss her in the pool. The rest, I don't know. I got to look at it more.
Okay. All right.
It's
Jonathan,
very
what
hard
about
to
you?
predict.
I think I would agree with Peg. I think that she's going to go far. I think maybe also Cheryl.
Yeah.
I think she has that kind of edge about her, that I think that he's attracted to. Trying to think who else.
Well, those are your two. Carol, the long blonde hair. Do you think she's going to go anywhere?
Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, I the shyness. I think the shyness issue. We'll see if she can overcome that to really get his attention.
And Julie, who's your top two right now? Do you think you're going to go?
I think Meg. Who's the woman with the blue eyes that you said is
Cindy.
Cindy.
Yeah,
I think Cindy.
I agree. I think Cindy too.
I guess.
So what do you?
that's to
So
be seen.
I haven't seen it yet, but there's something I'm getting a vibe on that there's a connection, even though she's not front and center. I don't know.
Peg is my front and Cheryl. Peg and Cheryl.
Peggy, I like Peggy. The Peggy, I think he went with Peggy on the first date, a one-on-one date.
okay.
I think so.
Yes, he went with her on a first date, yeah.
Okay, so we started the conversation off with Deb.
Yes.
Where does Deb fit in the picture with you?
I know.
What do you think?
I think she's going to get friend zoned. That's my take. I think she's going to go farther, but I just don't think he's going to feel it as strongly. That's my take.
I think she's going to be like top 5.
Okay. Well, they're at 8 now, so
there is
yeah.
eight,
Okay. So you think she'll
8
make
or
one
9?
more round?
I think she'll make one
9,
more.
I think.
There is 9 right
Yeah.
now. And I believe then he's going to go.
Wait, what are they
probably-
going to next?
I think he's going from 9 to 7,
Yeah.
So I think
7
she
to
makes
4.
the next cut.
4 to
But
3, 3 to 2.
I don't think she's going to make it to the end. And I feel bad for her.
What do
Okay,
you
so
think
who do
I
you
just
say?
do.
So who do you
Because she's being
Yeah.
painted as the spinster that's never been married.
Yeah.
And I feel my heart hurts for her because
I
she's
would like-
beautiful and she's a great woman. And I feel like maybe the chemistry isn't there, so that's not why he's not picking her. But then I just, I do feel for that other people have had marriage, and whether they're widowed or they're whatever, and that she's never had that. And I'd want that for her.
I want that for her.
Everyone wants
Yeah.
there's a hope.
I want it for her too.
people-
I
to have an
don't
amazing
think her and Mel
journey.
are right together, but I
Right.
do want that for her. So I hope that people see her on the show and that maybe she dates people in real
Okay.
life.
Yeah, she will. This is going to help her.
I think that's going to help
I
her.
promise this is going to help her love life.
Okay, good.
I would like to. So before we wrap up, I want to. I didn't tell you I was going to ask. We were going to ask this, but Jonathan, I mean, people want to know, where are you in your love life? What's happening with
Are
you?
you dating anyone?
Are you dating anyone? That's the question.
I mean, Jamie and I are married, but we're interested.
I kind of had that. I kind of had that feeling was
Oh, did you?
was going to be asked.
I'm that
but you know what?
predictable? Okay.
You know what? I was talking to Pascal. It's like, it's been pretty much a full year, since, our show and things like that. And, I've kind of learned from my experience, with my hard launch of making a relationship out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so what I've learned, from my healing and recovering and things like that is that, I'm just going to keep my personal life private. It's almost like, I thought about the metaphor this morning. I was thinking, how can I say this if it comes up? It's almost like, my house is like I lock the doors.
Yeah.
I lock the windows.
Smart.
You're not allowed into my house unless I let you in. That's kind of what happens with the internet. It's like if I leave my house unlocked, anybody can walk into my door, go into the refrigerator. That's what happens on the internet. Anyone can walk into your comments and make comments about you or speculations and cause a lot of anxiety. And so it's like, I want to protect my heart and the person that's in my life from that. And so that's where I'm at.
Okay, I love it. I respect that.
I respect that too.
Although I would like to come in your house and learn a little bit more about everything, but I respect that, and we just wish you well. I know that so many people, like I said, so many people just love you.
You were
You're
a fan
huge fan
favorite.
favorite.
And that was a shock to me, when I got home and heard that I was a favorite.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is that?
I thought I was the fan
Well,
favorite.
Pascal, you were a favorite. You go without saying that you're fan favorite. I think your accent and just how put together you are, people love you.
Thank you.
They love you. You know you have fans. People stop you all over in Glencoe, in our hometown. You are a star.
Thank you.
And we love that. And I think from your season, I think you just had a really nice way of interacting, and you were protected but not protected. I don't know. You just came off as authentic.
Yes.
Yeah,
Very
I totally agree with
authentic
you.
and a good heart.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So we wish you well.
That's why
and
we're good
handsome,
friend.
too.
That's why we're good friends. I mean, I
You're
love-
both
I love
very,
you.
very
all your
handsome.
buddies.
Golden
so
Bachelors.
as I do every episode, a special episode, ask you what's your final word, Pascal, on the recap.
Recap, I think it was interesting. I think I'm looking forward to see the next one and see where this is leading. I would like to see Mel loose up a little bit. I would like to be Mel more engaging with the woman and find out who they are and them find out who he is. I think that's basically the purpose of the show. I mean, you could be attracted to someone, but if there is no communication and no chemistry, you're not going anywhere. You got to have those three elements: communication, attraction, and chemistries.
Yeah.
So he's got some beautiful women up there. I think there is definitely a potential for him to find his person, but that's up to him.
Good. Well, we wish him well. And I think we've said it all. As Howard Stern always says, we've said it all. There's nothing more to say. And thank you, everyone,
you.
for being here with us.
Been a pleasure.
Thanks for
Thank you.
hosting us.
We have a great time.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.